And I literally just said yesterday I'm not going to do a lot of videos on celebrity news and celebrity gossip. But this ish right here pissed me off. Hey, what's up and hello? This is Thee Krys Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And child, I literally just said yesterday that I will not do a lot of videos on celebrity gossip and news. And a lot of it is because, a lot of it is just gossip. But at the same time, I think, especially on social media, so many people have an unhealthy emotional investment in these celebrities that you can't even really have a rational conversation with people at this point when it comes to their favorite celebrities. So for me, I just don't want to be bothered. If I am going to talk about them, though, I just want to kind of give a healthy balance on what I'm seeing in a situation, like I just did with my Cardi B versus Tasha video. But in this situation, because of the topic and the statement that I read, I felt like I needed to do a quick video on it. So I was on YouTube, and on my feed, I see a video pop up from the seandavieway show. And shout out to seandavieway. I like his show because I think he's one of the first people who he's just been relentless on seeking the truth in regards to all of the allegations that have been going on in regards to that Stokes crew. To me, he's all about finding justice in a situation, and shout out to him in regards to that. So in this video that popped up, the title was long, but there was one part of the title that said, Romeo exposes Marcus. So I instantly clicked on it because Romeo doesn't talk. And I don't remember a time he has ever spoken on anything going on with the rumors and scandals dealing with Stokes, Immature, B2K. So for me, I was like, what the heck does he have to say? So with that, I go on the video and I see that Romeo actually posted a statement on his IG page. And so it says, it's unfortunate that in a moment of mourning and grieving my brother, and shout out to, Rome and his family. I didn't know that he lost his brother, so prayers to your family. I will have to speak on statements that I do not agree with. But as a member of Immature, I would like to extend my sincerest apologies in regards to the insensitive statements made by my former group member, Marcus Houston. We were raised by a tribe of strong, independent women who faced hardships we will never fully understand. Women today have enough battles to endure, including the policing of their bodies, equal pay in the workplace, and beauty standards. It is never okay to degrade one group of women in order to praise another. And pause right there. What he's talking about is Marcus Houston pretty much saying women around his age have baggage and kids. And he pretty much, degraded one group, his group, in his age bracket, his appropriate age bracket. He dissed them to uplift this young girl who clearly he met at the time. She was apparently 17 years old, allegedly. Some people are saying it was younger than that, whatever. But he pretty much disrespected one group to praise her. Now, he continues to say, Black women in particular are often on the receiving end of the constant negative stereotypes they fight against daily. Now, here's the part that I stopped and paused on. As an adolescent group of the 90s, we did not fully understand the concept of colorism in the entertainment industry and never intentionally isolated any particular group of women in our music videos. Bullshit. Cap. And bullshit. But I'll explain that later. We would be nothing without the loyal fans who have stood by us for 3 decades, some of who happen to now be hardworking single mothers. As artists, it has always been important to us that the content of our music and who we represent as men would never disrespect women, especially women of color, and his views do not reflect those of the group. Rome, death before dishonor. Okay, so here's the thing. My opinion, both Rome and Marcus are full of shit. Now, one is full of shit about his marriage and how old this girl was when he actually started talking to her, or whatever the case may be, and the fact that he has to disrespect other women to uplift his situation with her. This whole situation, like the fact that he keeps talking about it, just stop. Now, as far as Romeo, here's my thing. Since I'm new to YouTube, I'm going to have to just repeat this again until people understand who I am and some of my background. I grew up in the LA area. I grew up in some of the top dance academies that were offered in LA for the urban community. So because of this, I saw the Stokes crew frequently and grew up with or was around some of the girls that were background dancers for Immature. So let's just say Immature as teenagers weren't fully aware of what was going on as far as colorism and all of that stuff, because Cali is one of the capitals of colorism. So let's just say they didn't realize what they were quote unquote doing, seeing nothing but racially ambiguous, you don't know what they are, or very light-skinned black women only in their videos as sex symbols. Let's just say they didn't know. In my personal opinion, and from what I heard back in the day, they did. But let's just say they didn't know. The damn adults around them knew. Okay? Somebody was picking these girls and only these type of girls. Now, all of this that I'm going to speak on is alleged. So allegedly, whatever the case may be, I got to say allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. But here's the thing. To big up black women in your statement, Romeo, you didn't marry a black woman. So I can't stand the double standard or the nonsense of you bigging up black women, but you didn't create a child with a black woman. And from my understanding, he's married. You didn't marry a black woman. So, and that's the same thing even with Big Sean. Big Sean made a comment, I want to say like a year or so ago, and I saw it on the Cynthia G page, that he said black women are like queens of the universe or whatever the case may be, and he's with a woman who's not black. Y'all can say what you want, but Janae comes from parents who are also racially ambiguous. I want to say their mother is Asian and black. And I want to say their father is Native American. So if y'all want to consider that 25% of black being a black person, so be it. For me, no. They're more other than they are black. But anyways, let's keep moving on. So I just hate that black women were in the comments, because I went to his page and they were like, well, that's why you was always my favorite in the group, blah, 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 blah. When they're not understanding that yet he's promoting this wife of his that doesn't look like you. And none of the girls that they use as sex symbols or it girls, so to speak, in their videos look like you. Furthermore, I remember some of those girls I danced with who didn't even bother. And this was like back in the day when usually, especially as a child and a teenager, you try to audition for everything just to be able to get yourself out there and hopefully, you know, be selected, get a paying gig or whatever. You audition for everything, especially in the dance world, because with dance, you just don't know how long you're going to be healthy to be a dancer. Like one injury can, you know, change the whole career as far as dancing is concerned, and just so many other things. So, but I remember some girls who didn't even bother wanting to go to auditions for Immature. You know what I mean? And because they knew, one, they weren't mixed or they weren't extremely fair skinned, they knew they wouldn't be picked. So, and mind you, some of these girls I'm talking about, like, were so damn talented, could dance their asses off, sing their asses off, definitely had, in my opinion, a better package, full package, more than the Paulettes, the Miyokos, and the Jamilas, okay? Even when they were in that group, girl, like, in my opinion, because I don't even remember them ever singing live, a lot of those vocals were very influenced by the studio. Let's just say that. Now, that's my opinion. That's allegedly. I don't remember them back in the day, the short time they were in a group, that they ever had a live performance. But if I'm wrong, please post in the comments, okay? So they didn't bother. The girls I knew didn't bother, or after so many tries, they decided not to go on the auditions again. And so some of the girls that I did know who were selected, who were not mixed or extremely light-skinned, a lot of the times they used to always wear their natural hair or whatever the case may be. And then the next thing I know, they would come to class with like this long weave down their back. And granted, weaves today and wigs today are nothing. But back in those days, you didn't really find that many people wearing weaves, especially that young. And, you know, allegedly it was because they had to have a certain look to be able to dance behind and mature. So my thing is, I personally think, in my opinion, they were very aware of the colorism. They just didn't care because this is what they grew up around, and this is what they found attractive. Point blank, period. Okay? And so I always felt there was something just weird about that crew. And if you've noticed, just with so many things going on, from documentaries to YouTube channels talking about this, to even Omarion's documentary, which I actually watched his documentary. It's on All Black. I watched every episode. It was actually pretty good. Some of the stuff in there, though, Omarion was full of shit. But, you know, I mean, he was the director, so of course he's going to make everything look like it's, you know, he is doing the best thing for him and his piece. But there were some things that he was kind of contradicting himself. But even still, a good documentary. But I feel like no one left that crew untainted. Like, no one left there, like, everybody left there with something going on. You know, it's kind of weird, but like, I always felt like there was something weird about that crew. And I couldn't put my finger on it back then because I was too young, but something was just always weird. And some of the things that I would hear, allegedly, one, Stokes allegedly didn't like parents to be hands-on. So, for example, when we used to dance at our dance academies, we would be rehearsing and our parents would be like in a waiting room, either, you know, looking at us rehearse, or would be in a waiting room waiting for us to, you know, be done with rehearsal, and we get out and we go home. From my understanding, allegedly, Stokes didn't like that. You could not be involved in his process at all unless you were a part of his crew. He did not like parents to just be there when the kids were auditioning. So, and he apparently, allegedly, would get annoyed by that. And some of the girls that I did know who were selected at one point, they did not last long as background dancers. And that was probably primarily because I remember their parents, and their parents was hands-on and they didn't play that shit. Like, you just not going to be able to take control of my child and I don't know what's going on. So that may be the reason why it was kind of short-lived on them being background dancers. But, you know, I heard those stories, and I also heard allegedly that he did mess with people's money. It was some issues regarding that. And the fact that we got those allegations from B2K once they broke up, because I believe the other three guys mentioned that there was an issue with their pay. You know, I'm not shocked. Now, I will say I never heard about the Raz B allegations. I'll say that. I did not hear about that. But some of the other stuff I damn sure heard. And when you literally have someone who wants to isolate, again, allegedly, wants to isolate parents from their kids, where parents can't be around or be involved, to me, that's a red flag. Okay? Definitely a red flag. But as far as this colorism thing, like, nah. No. I think they were definitely very aware because of what I constantly saw. There's no way in hell they did not know. I feel it's cap. I feel it's BS. And never intentionally isolated a particular group. Yeah, you did. You did. Because if you look back at all of those immature videos, the only time I remember girls that I knew that I grew up with who were in some of their videos and they didn't really care what the tone of their skin was or their hair or whatever the case may be, is when they did the video. I think it was the We Got It video. If that's the video where all of the dancers in the background were playing old people, like they had them in makeup and acting like they were, you know, walking in canes, and then all of a sudden they started dancing. That was the only video that they didn't care what anyone looked like, as long as they pretty much could dance, auditioned, or whatever, because everybody was in makeup and everybody was in costume. But when you dealt with the quote unquote sex appeal or the it girl or the, you know, the girl that everyone wanted, look at those damn videos back in those immature days and see who the hell they constantly picked. See who was constantly in the front of those cameras. That tells you a lot right there. And I just don't understand how someone can just put a statement out there and then so many black women are completely blind to what they literally saw back then. You saw that most of the girls, 98% of the time, most of the girls who were on those videos did not look like you. Okay? So miss me with this shit. Just it's BS. And I just wanted to speak on that because I was just like, really? Romeo? Like, for real? Yeah, I'm gonna say you're full of shit. You and Marcus are full of shit. Like, y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all knew the type of girls y'all wanted to put out there, and it reflects with who y'all married. I mean, come on. So, anywho, like, share, subscribe. Anybody want to speak on this? You know, like I said, these are just my opinions and allegedly certain things that I heard. What do y'all have to say about this? And hopefully I don't see anything else that triggers me and I want to speak on it because I feel like it's all lies. And I can really get back to my reviews on like Yellow Jackets and all of that stuff. So like, share, subscribe, leave your comment below, and I will see you on my next video. Peace.